I think I used a track by Miha.
Oh, okay.
And then yeah, so I sent that film out to like a bunch of like artists and like their like managers and stuff. I was like a pretty big fan of San Holo back then.
Yeah.
And then eventually like I saw, so San had a show, I think it was in San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
And then I reached out to his manager.
And this question, I guess, inspired by San.
Okay.
What does love mean to you?
Oh God. What does love mean to me? Oh, he like, I think he wrote on his guitar, "Love fades," and then he's like on his guitar like "Love."
Oh. Hi, so today I'm here with Haley Lan.
What's up, guys?
Who's San Holo's photographer, videographer.
Yeah.
So you were born in Taipei, or?
I actually wasn't. I was born here. I was born in Oklahoma City. It's really random. Yeah, because my dad was studying there at the time.
Yeah.
And then he was there with my mom, and then yeah. So.
How did he get to? That's kind of wow. Like that's like long time ago that he like moved here.
Random. Yeah, I was only there for like I think 3 months, and then after that we just moved back to Taiwan.
How did he like go to Oklahoma City to study?
I'm actually not
kind
sure.
of advanced.
Yeah, I think he just like applied for a school there.
Yeah.
I'm actually not exactly sure. Maybe I should ask him. But yeah. So I was born in Oklahoma.
Yeah. And
then we our family moved back to Taiwan. First grade, my dad became a diplomat. So our entire family moved to Vietnam.
Oh,
so that's where I grew up. Yeah, I lived in Vietnam for 7 years. And then I studied at a French school, so I actually grew up speaking French.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then after that, 8th grade, our family moved back to Taiwan again. I was there for 4 years, and then junior year of high school, we came to California.
Can you describe what it's like living in Vietnam during that time?
In Vietnam, honestly, it was the best. I had like the best time of my life. Like all my friends were just like doing like dumb shit together.
Yeah.
like skateboard like into a swimming pool and just like stuff like do like dumb shit together.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause like all my friends we were pretty like I was pretty lucky that like I got to like experience like different cultures when I was young.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that helped me with like my art and stuff in a way. But yeah, Vietnam, like I love Vietnam. I love the food there. I love the people there.
Yeah.
I actually haven't gone back since I moved back to Taiwan. So,
oh wow.
Yeah, I really want to go back.
How would you describe yourself back then growing up?
Describing myself growing up. I don't know. I think I was a pretty outgoing kid, but I think after moving back to Taiwan, after moving to California, I became pretty like introvert. I don't know why, but like I grew up like pretty like outgoing and stuff. Like I love like talking to people and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think after like moving from Taiwan to California, I think I had a pretty big like cultural shock when I moved to San Francisco, especially like because high school in the States is so much different than high school in Taiwan. It's like I don't know, first year of high school here, it was like pretty tough for me. I didn't really have any like friends. I hated like lunchtime because like it was like when like all the kids would like sit like in the table and like I didn't have any friends first year I came. So
actually it happened a lot. Like I think Sweater Beats and Middle Killa said something similar.
Yeah. Like I hated the first year here. It was a really rough time.
Yeah.
But then like I met some people, like some really good friends.
Yeah.
After that was okay, but yeah.
What were your favorite subjects back then? Was it National Experimental?
Yeah. How do you know? Back in school, I would say I hated school, to be honest. I don't really know. Probably just like history, I think.
Yeah, I guess from your dad, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really. School wasn't really my thing. Like I was pretty like. I did pretty bad in school. But,
yeah. Did your parents push you?
My parents are actually a lot better compared to like other parents.
They sound so chill.
They're really chill, which is like it's a good thing and a bad thing. But like they've always like let me do what I wanted to do. Yeah.
What were you doing in your free time back then?
Back in high school?
Yeah.
I played a lot of. Do you know this game called Dota?
No.
Okay, it's a game. computer game that I play a lot with my friends. Like we used to like do that to like 24/7. Like every weekend we just like go to my friend's place, and then we just like all bring our own laptops, and we just like set up like a LAN party. Just like game the entire weekend.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I used to play a little bit of basketball back then, but not so much anymore.
And then, what age did you start doing photography, video?
I think I picked up my first camera in junior year of high school when I moved here. I bought a Canon T3i. That was like the best day of my life.
Yeah?
I just like, I just
well,
like...
what made you want to buy a camera back then?
I don't know. I think it was just like something about like taking pictures that was like really fun. And then like I wanted like a hobby besides gaming, obviously. And then my mom was like telling me, oh, you should like do something other than just, like, So I was like, But
were you like a creative person originally?
I don't think I'm like a very creative person. Like like even now, like whenever I do like a project, I work on a project, it always takes me like so long to like plan for the project, because like I really don't think I'm that creative, so it always takes me like a really long time to like get an idea going. Yeah. So
what kind of photographers or videographers back then were you inspired by?
I think I was like really into watching movies back then, so I'd say like I was always a fan of Christopher Nolan. He's like a big inspiration to me, and like Engel. Yeah, because this is from Taiwan. But yeah, I like watching movies when I grew up. Yeah.
What were you shooting back then with your T3i?
What was I shooting?
Yeah.
Just like random stuff, like scenery, landscape.
Yeah.
Not so much like street photography. I started doing like a lot more street photography like a couple years after. But I was just doing like landscape stuff.
What did your parents think back then about your like photography and video interest?
When I first told my mom, or like my mom was okay with it. It was my dad that was like kind of like iffy about it.
Yeah. Wait, what does your mom do?
My mom, so she used to be an accountant at a school.
Yeah.
And then she stopped working after that. So she serves like full-time in the church.
Oh. Yeah. So both of them aren't creative then?
No, not really. Or my mom used to paint. Like she's actually a pretty good painter.
Oh wow.
My dad, I wouldn't say my dad's a sorry, Dad.
After high school, did you go straight into film school? Yeah,
so I got into, I knew I wanted to do something in like film, like photography in after junior year of high school. So there was this like project that I got in school that I did like pretty well on. It was like a video project, and then like after that I knew like I wanted to get into this more. So I started to like look into my options, and then I was like, why don't I just like apply for film school? And yeah, that's how I like went. That's how I got into Academy of Art University in San Francisco. And then
Well, that's like kind of supportive of your parents to let you go to film school.
Yeah. I mean, it took a bit of convincing, especially from my dad. But yeah, they were okay with it after I convinced them.
Yeah. Do you think you learned a lot from going to that school, looking back?
Honestly, not really. Like, I feel like looking back, if I could, I probably just like wouldn't go to school. I feel like you learn way more like working and just like out there, like just like doing like real life like projects and stuff like that. So, and then school was like really expensive. Yeah. Like student loans and stuff like that. It's just like I didn't think it was that worth.
Yeah.
But, I mean.
Did you graduate in the end?
I did.
Yeah. And then what did you do right after you graduated?
So after I graduated, there was a period of time that like I didn't really know what I wanted to do. Like I knew it was like gonna be something like related to film photography, but I just like wasn't really sure. But eventually I got a job at a wedding company. So I was doing wedding for like, I'd say like maybe a year. Yeah.
Were you like a second shooter? Oh my god, were you like a second shooter, or how did it work?
Yeah, I was a second shooter. So it was like this like wedding company, and then we had like 3 people shooting.
Oh, so then they would just tell you like, how does that work? Is it more of like a freelance thing? Because are they constantly getting booked for weddings?
They were like constantly getting booked.
Oh, it must be like a huge company then.
Yeah, they're pretty.
So like every weekend you had something.
Yeah. and then like it was like a full-time job. Basically.
Yeah. How did you even get into like? Did you have like a wedding portfolio or?
Yeah. So I was like I did a wedding for like my sister's best friend. My sister's best friend's sister.
Yeah.
And then they really liked the video, and like I really liked it at that time. I thought like wedding was really fun. But then after a while, after doing like weddings for a while, it's just like it gets like really like boring. I don't know, it's like always the same thing.
Yeah.
I felt like there's like I don't know, it's just like very like repetitive. It's like always the same thing.
Yeah.
I felt like I couldn't like really grow.
Yeah. But it was still kind of, was it like a part-time thing because you didn't have weddings like every day, right?
Yeah. Well, okay, so with the wedding company, it was a full-time thing, so I had to go there every day. Cause, yeah.
But like there weren't weddings every day. What, you just have to go into edit?
Yeah.
Oh,
they had like
okay.
So they're like, they opened up like a studio, which is their home too. They're like, they lived upstairs, and downstairs area was like the studio, like where people come to like edit and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. After a while, like I said, like I thought it was like getting like pretty, like I wasn't enjoying it, so I decided to quit. And then I think there was like half a year that I was like struggling, like with like every aspect of my life, like financially, like because I didn't really have like any work to do. And then I think it was 2 years ago, summer of 2016, I went back to Taiwan to visit my family, and then I brought my camera with me. And then I was just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna shoot like a travel film. Like I had like no idea how to do it, but I was just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do it. And then like it was a summer that like all my friends were back, so like I did like a travel film with like all my friends, all my high school friends, and like some other people that I know. And then it turned out like pretty good. I was pretty proud of it. And then when I came back, I was like, I'm gonna send this out to like, I think I used a track by Miha.
Oh, okay.
And then so I sent that film out to like a bunch of like artists and like their like managers and stuff. I was like, oh, it'd be cool if like I can come shoot at a show. Yeah. And then eventually. So
they're just their like info emails.
Yeah. I was just like looking up at like their Facebook and like looking up their manager's email and like contact info and like send out like a bunch of emails. And then eventually, Nightmare's manager actually replied me. Yeah, and then so I got to shoot a show in Irvine.
Oh wow, his team seems pretty good. They like reached out to the interview also.
Oh really? That's sick. Yeah. And then that's how I got my first gig in the EDM industry. Yeah.
Were they already paying you from the onset, or was it like?
No. They didn't pay me for a very long time. Yeah. For like the first like 3 gigs.
Yeah. Like how were you like living at that point? Like
it was pretty bad. Well, my parents were like supporting me for a long time, like, financially and stuff. It's not until like actually like sometime like recently I started like I told my parents like, oh yeah, I can like afford everything on my own. Like, you know, you guys don't have to like support me anymore. Wow. Yeah, so it's like it's pretty hard. It's a tough industry for sure. Yeah.
Were you ever considering like just working like a full-time job?
Yeah, of
like
course,
not doing photography or?
Of course. But then I just like, I thought about it. Well, I did try out the full-time thing, right, at the wedding company. I just thought like it wasn't for me. Yeah. So but it's definitely a hard industry. But I think if you just like keep doing your thing, I think everyone can make it in the industry. Yeah.
And then, so what was the first like big project that you had that you were able to live off of?
The first big project that I got that I thought was like, oh wow, this is pretty cool, was actually not in the, I wouldn't say it was in the EDM industry. So actually besides EDM stuff, I do a lot of esports stuff.
Yeah, I saw that on your site.
So I think, so like 50% of the time I actually work with like the esports people.
So how, like, I don't even know much about esports. Like how, like, what do you shoot for them?
So I work with this company called Beyond the Summit. They like host like tournaments, they broadcast games. And then whenever they host like tournaments and stuff, they'll like fly out teams to come compete. Yeah. And then obviously they'll need like content for like the event recaps and stuff. So I'll do like their shooting for them. Yeah. Yeah.
Was that kind of like a part-time thing or?
Yeah. So it's like contract based. So it's like per event. Oh. So it's like every event is like 5 days, 4 days. Yeah. Yeah.
Were you always interested in that?
Yeah, I mean, like I grew up like gaming a lot, so it was like, cause the main game that they do is like the Dota, like the game that I grew up playing.
Oh,
so,
that
like,
must have been really cool for you.
Yeah, when
then.
I first got the opportunity, I was like, oh, holy fuck, like this is so cool. Yeah.
And then since you like, what age were you starting? Were you always like listening to more like electronic music since you were young?
Actually, not really. Like, it was only like I think 2 years ago that I started listening to EDM stuff.
Oh really? What were you listening to before?
A lot of like Chinese music.
Like what is it? Not Mando pop, I guess.
The what?
Mando pop.
Mando pop is not really pop. Like I don't listen to pop.
I just know Canto pop. But
do you know who Jay Chou is?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I'm like I love Jay Chou.
Oh, I'm a high school.
Yeah. I listen to like Kid Cudi.
Oh, like rap.
Yeah. Like chill.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, were you considering like being a photographer more for hip hop and rap?
Yeah. So like I really wanna branch out to the hip hop industry.
Yeah.
Like obviously shooting for like Kid Cudi would be like a dream of mine.
Yeah.
But just like because I haven't shot like a hip hop concert yet, so I really want to do that. I think it's just like a different vibe, and like I think it's always cool to like try out different scenes like industry.
Yeah. And then for electronic music, what happened after Nightmare?
What happened? So I think after Nightmare, I just started getting. I was just like I had like experience in the industry, so I could like reach out to like other artists.
Oh, so you were like showing the Nightmare.
Yeah. So I was like using the product that I did before, and then like showing to the next artist. So I just started shooting like locally at like local clubs and stuff, and then
like their night events.
Yeah.
I did that also. It's hard. 1 to 3 a.m. Yeah, I did it like in Hong Kong like 3 times a week, guys.
Did you like it? You hated it?
Yeah, I even did it for like New Year's, Christmas.
Oh, wow, nice. I was like a pretty big fan of San Holo back then.
Yeah.
And then eventually like I saw, so San had a show. I think it was in San Diego. Mm-hmm. And then I reached out to his manager. I think it took me like 5 emails. Like I was like really pushing it.
Yeah.
I just like kept like emailing him and like following up and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then eventually he was like, yeah, come shoot. And then that's how I first shot for San Holo.
Yeah. And then how did you go from that to like touring and being his main photographer?
Honestly, I have no idea. I don't know. I shot like I think 5 more shows after that.
Yeah.
Including Lollapalooza. That was really cool. It was my first time in Chicago.
But were you already getting paid for those?
Yeah. I was.
Oh, so like from the beginning, they already started paying you?
Oh wait, let me. They pay me. Yeah, they pay me. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they paid me.
Oh wow.
It was a really long time ago, but I'm pretty sure they paid me.
Oh wait, what year was this?
This was last year.
Oh okay.
Yeah, so this past year.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was like a really low rate.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think anyone should work for free. I feel like you should still keep up your rate. Like I think just know your worth.
Yeah.
Because I think I feel like I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like in this industry, like once you start working for free, then people will take advantage of that. And
then what is it like kind of just shooting shows to being like someone who's like constantly on tour? Or is there something surprising that you realize?
So this past tour with San Holo was actually my first tour ever.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it was a really eye-opening experience. Definitely very tiring. It was like, I would describe it as like the worst best 7 weeks of my life. Because like it's like you wake up. Besides San, I was also shooting for 2 other artists that we're all on tour with.
Oh yeah.
Drew and Just a Jet. So after every show, I stayed up till like I'd say like 5 a.m. every day. Sleep for like 2 hours. Wake up and we just like go to the airport, take our flight and just like go to the next city. So like towards the end, it was very like mentally like exhausting.
Yeah.
I think towards the end, like everyone was just like we all just like want to go home.
Yeah.
But it was definitely like a very like eye-opening experience. Like I said, like you get to like be constantly like creating, filming, which is always fun.
Does it get repetitive? I mean, it's like the same show, the same songs.
Yeah. So like I think
like weddings.
Yeah. I think shooting like show-wise. It definitely gets like a bit repetitive, but I think that's why I also like doing filming, because like with filming I think there's more creative, like,
Yeah.
how do you say it, like creative, like,
I know what you mean.
yeah, like you can do more creative stuff with.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Was there anything surprising that came up with like touring that you didn't expect?
I think people usually think like touring is like really fun. You get to travel everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
but people don't know like the other side of it, which is like constantly being on the move and like just like it's not all fun and like because you get to you're like always traveling, you're always like on the move, and then like it's just like it's a very tiring experience.
Mm-hmm.
Like so many times like all the cities started like looking the same to us because like just like every day was like blurring together. We don't even know like what day of the week it was.
Did you do it wasn't a bus one, was it?
It wasn't a bus tour.
Okay.
It was, so it was like 50% driving, 50% flying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then everyone got sick.
Oh, yeah.
It was yeah. Wait, when you did the interview with Son, was he still on tour?
I think he was playing the here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he probably told you a bit about like.
We talked about love a lot.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to be a love guru on my interview. Love you.
Yeah, we talk about love a lot on tour.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That he just like is he just talking about relationships constantly? Then even in interviews, that's hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, Son's a very interesting person for sure. he's very I don't know. He's very weird in a very good way.
Yeah. Do you want to do like what do you have in mind coming up? Like what are your goals for this year?
This year, well, I wanna like I said, I wanna branch out to like maybe like the hip hop scene. I wanna do more stuff with like the esport people. I just wanna do more stuff better. I think that's like, well, maybe not necessarily more stuff, but I just wanna do what I did this past year, but better. Because I feel like I have like a lot of room to improve on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like when I compare my work to like other people's work.
Yeah, who do you actually look up to now?
Montana Mars is really.
I saw your video.
I saw your interview with her. There's DJ Snake's videographer. I think his name is Charlie. But he's really sick too. Yeah, I think there's those two people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about
They're outside of like the EDM?
Yeah.
Do you know Sam Calder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does like the crazy YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Oh, I love his color grading.
Yeah, it's really sick. Yeah, I mean, I think that's about it. I used to like look up to a lot of people, but I think it's more important to, like, I feel like if I keep like looking at their stuff, I'll like eventually start like copying their work. I don't want to do that. I just want to like do my own stuff.
Oh yeah, what is your camera gear actually?
Oh, okay. So I use Sony A7S II.
Yeah.
My lenses I use. So actually, I was using a vlog on too. Let's go. I was using a GH4 before, GH4 and a Canon 6D. So
is that Panasonic?
Yeah, Panasonic. Yeah. So I would bring like both cameras to a show, and then because like Panasonic, the GH4 was for video, and then 6D was for photo. So I would like switch between cameras.
Canon 6D.
Canon 6D, yeah.
Yeah.
And then so I would like switch between two cameras for photo and video. Yeah. So that got like really like inconvenient.
That's actually what I did. I had well, I still do Canon 5D Mark II. Right. And I have a Sony A6300.
Oh, okay.
But slowly using more of the.
Yeah. So eventually I sold for this tour actually, because I was like, there's no way I was gonna bring two cameras on tour. Yeah. So I just sold both of them, and I just got a Sony A7S II.
Yeah. Damn, that's kind of interesting that you like tried all companies. I feel like most people like have one and then they just keep buying the new products of the same. Yeah. What made you want to like try so many different brands?
Well, it was more like, I think when I first got the GH4, it was because like it shot 4K. I think when it came out, it shot 4K, and it was like decent. It was like under 2000, and then I think they were like the first camera. I'm not sure if they're the first camera to do it, but like
I think Sony was one of the early ones. But this was probably before the Sony. Yeah.
So like I think when I first got to GH, I think 4K was like a really pretty big thing.
Yeah.
So that's when I got the camera. And then Canon, just because like I started shooting with Canon, the Canon T3i.
Oh,
and then I wanted to upgrade to a full frame camera. So I got the 60.
60 is really light.
Yeah. I loved it.
I need to change.
Yeah.
How do you think your photography or videos have changed since the early ones that you made?
Oh, wow, that's a really good question. So I think when I first started doing photography, I didn't really think about like capturing like the right emotions and stuff like that. I just like capture whatever looked good.
Yeah.
And then after a while, I started doing like street photography a lot. I would just like go out to the city by myself every day just to like shoot. And then I think that helped improve my photography a lot. It's just because like with street photography, like you have to like capture like the right moment, like the emotions, and I think that helped me with my like the whole like shooting EDM stuff. It's just I think because capturing like the right emotion is so important when doing photography. So I think that's changed over time. Just like capturing the right emotion. Yeah, because I feel like it's easy to like just like take a good picture, but I think it's harder to show how the subject feels in the picture. So that's why I want to do better in my pictures.
How do you think you've grown as a person since when you started?
I mean, I definitely I think ever since I started stop asking money from my parents, I think like I understand the value of money a lot better. And like I appreciate the stuff that my parents do for me a lot more. Just like I think I became more like appreciative.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just cause I think making money is like pretty hard in this industry.
Yeah.
So I have like a lot of respect for like people who like make it to the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty hard. It's pretty like impressive.
And this question, I guess, inspired by San.
Okay.
What does love mean to you?
Oh God. What does love mean to me? Oh, I think he wrote on his guitar, "Love fades," and then he's on his guitar love fades.
Oh.
He's so. What does love mean to me? I think love just means. It doesn't have to be like a relationship. It can just mean like love between your family, love between your friends. I think it's just like a good relationship between people. You respect each other, like you support each other. I think that's love for me. I don't know. It's a pretty cheesy answer, but I think that's true.
What does success mean to you?
I think success looks like when you're doing what you love, and you can like make a living out of it, and just like surrounded by people that you love.
Last question.
Yeah.
What do you want to be remembered for?
What do I want to be remembered for? Wow. I want to be remembered as, I think I just want to be remembered as someone who can be there for them. Just because I think, because I grew up with I've been pretty lucky with getting a lot of support from my family, my friends. So I think it's important to do the same to other people. Especially you never know, on the surface, someone may be look like they're really happy, but you don't know what's their backstory. They can be having a really tough time, but you never know. So I think just it's important to always support your friends, support what they do, and just be there for them. Yeah. That's what my friends did for me, so I feel that's what I want to do.
I love that. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Bye guys.